When Durk told the judge about his current incarceration, he was observed becoming upset. He also got his group to write on his Instagram account, "It's absurd that you have to wait until nightfall to find out who is truly with you. Durk is lonely." DJ Academics even gave an explanation for why the rappers abandoned him.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the went on tour with, did songs with, called you they brother, they twin. I wouldn't be surprised if these rappers try to India. These are down low and dirty. And I think this is what, I think Durk right now is thinking that, man, I thought I was just with a whole bunch of real. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And I feel bad for Durk. When King Slime got locked up, there was a whole parade. Free him! Free him! Free him! Oh, nah. Everybody would post details of the case. How is this humane? How could they do this? Yo, free, well, not Smirk. No, free Slime. Durk got locked up. They might give that half a bar. Free Smirk. And they moved the. I'll give credit. I have heard some of these guys have sent lawyers. Good for that, but Smirk is in there, man, realizing the world don't stop spinning because you locked up.
Academics would go on to say that since everyone is abandoning him, he will not be our beloved rapper.
Let me tell y'all, the Durk y'all loved when he was free, if he gets back out again, he'll never be that Durk. I'm gonna tell you why. He done learned a lot of lessons. This is me assuming, nothing he's told me. But the things that he did for others, y'all know when he came on my podcast, right? And he said, man, your gun is a snitch, I can't gun him. Man, that. I don't care, I love Thug. He said that because Thug told him. Yo, what Durk is realizing, Durk is a great soldier, but nobody looked at him like a leader. Durk was willing to move on behalf of the people he's loyal to when they get locked up. When he locked up, they might drop him as a bar in a song, but...
However, Durk will never return to prison for one particular reason, which is his current jail setting. Durk has spent the previous 4 months in solitary confinement. Therefore, his team is trying to find ways to get him out of jail. He is being punished by the prison for owning an Apple Watch. According to the press, Durk has been held in a special housing unit without due process since August 29, 2025. The Chicago rapper's legal team filed a request for a status hearing on January 6th for 23 hours a day. Durk has been imprisoned in a tiny cell that is just big enough for a single bed, a sink, and a toilet. It goes on to say he is unable to access the commissary. No in-person visits are allowed, and he is only allowed 1 phone call every month. As a result of having an Apple Watch, he was initially sent to a special handling section. Durk's lawyers asserted, however, that the discipline committee has yet to assess the infraction and decide on appropriate disciplinary punishment, which should take place within 5 working days. Those involved in Durk's case were contacted by prisoners from Durk's cell block regarding it.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they're trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
Lil Durk, however, just experienced the worst conceivable situation. It was almost time for his court hearing to begin, but it was delayed. The press reported on the case, stating that Durk's co-defendants, D, Boogie, and Brown Eyes, agreed with the government to push the trial back 5 months to May 4th. But Durk didn't agree and wanted it to begin as scheduled on January 7th. However, in response to Durk's request, the prosecutors issued a quite concerning statement. According to reports, the prosecution at Durk's trial has a number of cooperating witnesses who would testify that he was the actual mastermind behind the killings. Since they know they have witnesses ready to testify against Durk, the prosecutors appear carefree and unconcerned before the trial begins. However, the judge reached a conclusion, which was made public. Durk's for-hire trial has been rescheduled for the spring. The pretrial hearing is set for April 13th, and the trial date for Durk and his 5 co-defendants is now set for May 4th. But in Lil Durk's case, this was only the start of fresh knowledge. People who attended Durk's hearing today noted that he had cropped his dreadlocks and appeared noticeably leaner. Durk appears to be changing his appearance, a result of his internal workouts. However, a number of motions were turned down during the same hearing. After making this announcement, the judge rejected his request to have the case dismissed due to ambiguity. He requested a bill of particulars, but his request was denied. The petition to dismiss Count 4 was taken under advisement, and the judge is allowing both parties to make more comments by Friday. A lawyer further clarified the meaning of the motions.
I'm a criminal lawyer, and I just learned that the rap artist Lil Durk just had his motion to dismiss his for hire case denied. To be honest, I'm not that surprised. Let me tell you guys something. There's only 2 ways that Lil Durk is rocking out of that federal courtroom on 2 feet. A jury of 12 people says that he is not guilty, or President Trump pardons him. There's no other way that Durk is walking out of that court free. That judge is not going to be dismissing any key evidence. He's not going to be dismissing any motions. He's not going to do anything that significantly helps Lil Durk walk out of that courtroom without having a trial. Now, how and why am I so sure of this? Well, here's the first thing I want to tell you. Most federal judges used to be federal prosecutors, exact prosecutors that are prosecuting Durk. A lot of judges used to stand in that very position. Federal prosecutors can be very biased people, and very rarely, once they put on that black robe and become a judge, do they get rid of those biases, okay? That judge very likely probably thinks that Durk is guilty. He just can't be the one to actually say it.
In other words, if Durk wants to be freed, he must have a trial. As a result, artists responded to Durk's trial.
Remo, this is my last no jumper. Durk already told me I wasn't supposed to come back up here with that last.
Now look what happened to him.
That man got kids. You talking about look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about him.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Durk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop throwing stuff on a black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
Feds have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out.
So
this is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
that what type of police is
been alleged to have ordered them.
This
free smirk though.
Free smirk. But also maybe
police platform. This some police.
Just sit down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof that.
Well,
we don't.
However, a new informant is being brought in by the prosecution to testify against Durk. This informant obtained the information via leaking a group conversation to document. Federal prosecutors claim that Durk beat Oblique members for failing to get revenge on King Von. A witness who alleges Durk gave the commands will testify on behalf of the prosecution. According to the evidence, Durk and Monadic got into a fight because Durk thought that Oblique members weren't taking revenge for King Von's death. However, we overheard DJ Academics and Hwack talking about the snitches.
Life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
No, you missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
However, it was established that one of Durk's informants had not been telling the whole truth. Durk could not be located. Involved. A key witness changed his testimony. According to new court records, he said there was no bounty at first, but he is now saying there was. People wonder why a key witness for the prosecution would abruptly change their account. They are either attempting to undermine Durk's credibility by asserting that he received payment for condo rondo, or they are attempting to play with the feds and tamper with their case. DD is also involved in the matter, though he is making every effort to avoid it. He asserts that the charges against Durk are unrelated to him.
And that's what DD did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told DD to hire. DD saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody, and I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
If taking down Lil Pab and charging Durk for ordering the hit on W. Quando wasn't sufficient, it was revealed that they are saying he did it once more against Wando. The feds suspect Durk was also responsible for Quando Rondo's 2021 attempt at a Georgia petrol station. According to the evidence files, Durk raps, "They're on my page like slide for Von. They are obviously making fun of me." On a podcast, he stated, "For some reason, I just don't see them comments anymore." But they aren't using the lyrics against Durk, but instead using the date of the release to line up with the first gas station hit on Quando. According to the press, Durk and his attorneys have made several attempts to obtain bond, but Durk's father has stated that he will be freed on bond. His attorneys offered an offer so good that the court couldn't turn it down on his third try.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
This occurred about the same time that the lyrics were taken out of the lawsuit by the federal government. Informed Mehdi received a tie. They received the address. Watch the news. Observe your son shouting no.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
However, Durk's attorney clarified his position about the accusations. They seem like a total joke to him.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Prior to the judge's ability to render a decision, something worrisome occurred. Vonnie was coerced into spying by the FBI. As they made changes to his records indicating that he was no longer being held. This indicates that he either went to a halfway house, is under home arrest, or was freed completely. However, it wasn't until he texted a friend about his choices for a plea deal that we learned about his snitching. Regretfully, Vonnie's pal disclosed the text. According to the text, "I'm attempting to plead out to a 32, which is the base for M for hired, life, or 43 is the maximum. If I pleaded, I would lose 2 points. If I pleaded early, I would lose 1 point. And if I had no background, I would lose 2 points. Thus, I will have 5 to 7 years, or 27 points. I'm unable to attend the trial." In reference to what transpired with F Jam at the end of the message, he says, I don't want to get got like the other guys, but there will be more on that later. The strange thing, though, is that Vonnie's father was informed that his son was leaking information. He therefore seized the chance to reveal his son's additional criminal activity. His father asserted that Durk was aware of his role in eliminating King Von.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in there.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? Yeah. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before.
At first, it seems incomprehensible that Durk would kill King Von, his closest friend. However, when you recall, they were together in a criminal case, it starts to make more sense. The allegations against Durk were withdrawn just a few months after Van's death, and the case came to a close. As a result of Van's passing, Durk effectively received a free automobile.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table when I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was a slack. He was signing the boys. He was Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was
interesting. Come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
However, this caused fans to reflect, writing, Vonnie's dad disclosing that Durk had Von dealt with makes me question why, when he is connected to someone who is dying, Durk abruptly goes live on Instagram. The moment FBG Duck and King Von Leopard passed away, he went live. People think he used Instagram Live to show he wasn't a criminal. However, Vonnie's father wasn't finished yet, since he reiterated that his son is accountable for both King Von and Lil Pad.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches of paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Oh, that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
No, that's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and with me saying Von, some people like, man, what he gonna tell on some birds on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pat, you orchestrated it, and guess who you work for?
Despite this, the other snitch in the Durk case is causing concern. As it happens, Ted, OTFDD's younger brother, has been spying. Rappers reacted to this by saying, "Please tell me this isn't real." Sadly, however, it is. He was exposed as a snitch in the evidence file. The case has shifted as a result of the new Ted body cam film showing him pleading with the feds to turn on Durk and other members. But what worries people the most is what Ted stated. Ted probably has a lot of knowledge because his brother, DD, was Durk's primary batter. However, his involvement in the case stems only from the fact that he was detained at a store carrying a handgun.
Really?
Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
After being taken to the police station, Ted immediately started attempting to exploit his street expertise to get himself free. In an attempt to get himself released, he promised the officer that he would tell the others he knew who had committed crimes.
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
He was placed in a waiting cell, and an officer eventually came to talk with him as he was crying his eyes out.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you, all right? We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me. Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax. Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.